Hey, this is Steve Halleck of TickTocking. As always, you can find me at Steve Halleck on Instagram and at TickTocking.com. Today I have a really spectacular watch. This is a piece unique, custom ordered version of the Bethune DB28 Maxichrono. Now this watch was ordered by a good friend of mine named Alex. He happens to be I don't know what his title is, watch expert or senior watch. I don't know, he's an executive in the watch department at Philips, and he actually wrote some detailed article about the ordering and customizing of this watch, which you can find on Quill & Pad if you want to hear more about it. But I'm just going to run you through the watch itself, let you see it. But first I wanted to talk a little bit about the Maxichrono itself and why it's just so significant. Now, imagine Bethune makes, maybe 100 watches a year. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but they're very small. And they have, I think, 25 or so calibers that they've developed, which is just insane because the R&D necessary to develop a new caliber is just crazy. But to do a whole new ground up chronograph movement is absolutely bananas. It's never been done by an independent watchmaker of this size, and it probably never will be again because it's just an insane undertaking. And so what you have in the Maxichrono is a chronograph with 5 coaxial hands, meaning they're all on one axis, this center axis of the chronograph, and you have all the hands stacked up, and everything's run with a single pusher, a monopousseur, and it's just an amazing architecture. The technical aspects of it go very deep. You can find more information online. There's a couple really good articles about it. It uses, I think, 6 different clutch mechanisms to keep everything going properly. And it's really a chronograph like has never been done, and is kind of everything that we could love about independent watchmaking. The fact that these people would have the audacity to do something like this is just mind-blowingly awesome. And this is probably the coolest Maxichrono that's ever been built. So I want to just dig into it. I want to show it to you guys. Let's just go down to the watch right now. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to see here is just that this watch is absurdly beautiful. Man, it was ordered in really good taste. And the idea of the customization was to sort of mix the idea of a vintage watch with such a modern piece. So the colors are almost as if, it's almost like a tropical dial brown with these gold applied numerals and hands. Tips have been added onto the hands. If you look at the article when the watch was first ordered, those weren't there, these kind of inner rings, and they're really awesome in person. They're kind of set in there and they help it be even more readable. Now, I talked to you about the chronograph itself, and you can see all the hands stacked there. I want to get it started so we can watch it moving. So the button is in the crown here at 12. This is the only crown. There's no buttons anywhere else, no crowns. So you wind it there, it's manual wound, and start, stop, reset via that button, right? So we're gonna watch this go as we talk a little bit. Now the finish, as with any Bethune, is pretty much incredible. The shiny surfaces are extremely shiny. The matte surfaces are kind of perfect, smooth, satiny matte. The case is rose gold. The lugs are zirconium. And you can see also the movement itself is just insanely finished. These are all black polished bridges. And just get a look at that. Now I encourage you, if you are technically minded, to go look for the articles on the Maxichrono movement. It is really amazing. I don't want to go over all of it here because A, I'm not a watchmaker and it's a little bit above my pay grade. I'm sure I'm going to get something wrong. And B, I try to keep this sort of easily understandable. But basically you have a system of vertical clutches that make this possible. And it's unlike anything that's ever been done in watchmaking. Another signature Bethune sort of thing is the balance wheel. They have a lot of different balance wheels, and you can see this silicon balance wheel with, I believe, a platinum ring around the end that's ticking away in there under that really cool black polished bridge on these shock absorbing mounts. So okay, we have some movement here. So what do you got? You got a just hours and minutes, obviously. Then here you have the chronograph seconds hand. You've got the chronograph minute hand right here. And you've got a 24-hour counter for the chronograph down here with this hand that's kind of curved in that concave section of the dial there. So that's actually a really cool feature. You know, most chronographs will only count for like 30 minutes, but because this is located on the central pinion here, why not let it run for 24 hours? So you get a nice little feature there as well. All right, let's see this bad boy stop. And then we're gonna restart it. I'm sorry, reset it, I mean. Boom, everything flies right back. Now I want to show you the watch on the wrist. Since it is a DB28, that's their model that has the spring-loaded lugs, and it really hugs well. Now these are the longer lugs, which I think are kind of the best looking ones, although the shorter ones fit a little bit better on smaller wrists. And Bethune will swap those in and out. They're really cool about that. The price isn't that crazy, but it does look really damn good on these lugs. Anyway, let's check it out here. Interesting thing with the buckle, they've done it in zirconium with a rose gold pin, so it matches the zirconium and rose gold case. Pretty cool. But you can see there, look at how these lugs conform to my wrist. They leave no space anywhere, and they go perfectly around the curves of my wrist. Now tell me that's not an awesome watch, right? Just incredibly, incredibly beautiful. I wish I had thought of it. This Alex really did an amazing job customizing this and coming up with these colors in this color scheme. It's just, it really makes the watch to me, and it fits so perfectly with the Maxichrono itself too. This idea of a monopusher chronograph, it kind of, you know, a vintage chronograph is such an iconic thing, and this is sort of a play on that all the way through to the design now. I just love it. Really, 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 really honored and pleased to have been able to find this. This is kind of my, what really gets my heart pumping nowadays, is to be able to find and buy these sort of just spectacular, incredibly rare, oftentimes one-off pieces. So in my mind, this is kind of as good as it gets. And man, it's just really, really good. So I hope you guys like this one, and I will be back soon. Thanks.